I mean, I know I'm loud anyway, but I'm just loud.
Okay, guys, the recording's on.
Okay. Team up. He is there. I see we let everybody in. All right, so good to go. All right, so I wanted to present. Hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood Majnum. I wanted to just try to present as best as I can with my knowledge a good warm up for everybody, so that way not only is the body really good and warmed up, but that you also get a sense of awareness for what might be going on with you before you actually slap on armor and possibly hurt yourself. So the first thing that I think everybody probably already knows is that heat is a friend to the body. So if you're going to actually get movement throughout the body and joints, then you want to have half a minute of running in place, getting the arms moving, something that's going to get the heart pumping, and it can go even longer than that until you actually feel the heat flowing through the legs. So you feel the heat flowing through the arms. There's other people that will even tack in, say, turning a head left and right, or they can do different motions, even if they want to do something more like a squat in place, where that way you're getting your arms and legs moving at the same time, just to get circulation flowing, help the body open up and get the water to the places, get some nutrients to some of the places, and then once you actually have the heat flowing, that's whenever not only your muscles are feeling it and getting prepared to fight, but then also the connective tissue is opening up. So that way it helps prevent you from sticking and possibly creating an injury, not through a tight muscle, but through a place where your soft tissue is stuck. So now that it looks like everybody's good and warmed up, I wanted to make this as simple as possible, so I'm calling this method XYZ 1, 2, 3, because we're going to be going through the X plane, the Y plane, and the Z plane. So for the 1, 2, 3 part, it's a matter of neck and shoulders is 1, waist is 2, ankles is 3. So for everything that we're doing, we're simply trying to take all 3 of these spaces on us through all 3-dimensional planes. So we start with the head, and we start with the x-axis of the left and right. Very simple. Everybody knows this. Now, you also should be able to feel your ears should be able to go past your shoulders and actually go towards the back. If you can't, then you might have some trapezius already stuck, in which case it's probably dangerous to even put a helmet on. Next thing, obviously, is going to be Y, so up and down. And not only just turning the head up and down, you can also get that neck involved and really try to bring your head all the way up and then sink that chin down your chest and try to get your neck as stretched out as possible. And you essentially want to do this each of these 3 times. When I get it down, I'm really feeling it in the shoulders, in the back of my shoulders. I can hear it. Does that mean I'm not doing it correctly, or is that where we expect to feel this? Yeah, whenever you're especially going down to the full extent, that's really tugging at the bottom attachment of the trapezius, and there may be some minor things to work out. You should at least pay attention to it. Okay. So it's not like I'm doing the wrong thing. It's just that I'm a little tight. Everybody's going to have different places of awareness, and it's really hard to say if something is tight or injured, and I don't really see that anybody can do this wrong, per se. Whenever you're shoving the head essentially forward and down to that downward stretch. So easy enough to get the chin up and get the head back, but you want to make sure that you're tucking the chin in and then scooting it down the front of your chest. So that way you get a nice, good, full Y-axis pull through the neck. So 1, 2, 3. And then the next one is the Z-axis, which is going to be a little weird and maybe not exactly the Z-axis, but I think it's going to be actually preferred for people before they put their helmets on. Because it's a matter of looking at the top far back corner of the room, and then looking at the bottom far back corner of the room, looking at that same side, going to the front corner top of the room, and then looking at the front bottom corner of the room, and then going to the opposite side, far back corner of the room, and trying to keep your head somewhat straight and even to look back and then up. Because I can feel right now I've got the neck muscles that are a little cranky. And then down, and then front corner, top, and then bottom corner. So that's one. Then back up and down, up and down. Other side, back, up, and then back down, forward, up, and forward, down. So you can do it in a nice smooth motion if you feel that everything is smooth and clean. But for the first one, at least, I'd make sure it's just a nice, slow action, so that way you can feel the full extent of all of the range of motion, to also make sure you're aware of what your range of motion is in case something is hampered. The next thing is going to be shoulders, and that's fairly standard. X-axis, bring the arms forward and back. And whether you want to keep it just at the hinge of the shoulder is one thing, or if you want to, you can then get your shoulders fully into it and feeling the shoulder blades pull together, and then push it out to slide forward, just depending on exactly what you want to feel. If you want to feel the shoulder joints, or if you want to feel the entirety of all of the meat within that shoulder moving, make sure that your shoulder blade's moving as well. So, X-plane, 1, 2, 3. Y-plane, this is having your arms go up over your head. I don't really suggest leaning into it, but you can if you want to, because this is going into the waist, and you'll get more of that whenever you do the X, Y, and Z axis on the waist. So then one arm, other arm, one arm, other arm, and then right third of 1, and then 2. Now, the funky part for Z is actually going to be something that I want people to recognize, is that your arm is in a socket. It's a bowl. So it has a very specific range of a circle. Whenever you do a full circle with this arm, right in the middle of it is going to be where the socket can then fit inwards. So then you can reach out from right in the middle of that circle, and then pull in and let the weight of the arm just sit back. It'll carry itself to its full extent, but you can a simple push out and a pull in. And you can do this both arms at the same time, as long as you can kind of feel roughly where that middle circle is. So if you have to, you get one full circle just to feel it, and then try to feel where that middle of that circle is, and then let it drop back, let it pull forward, drop back, push forward, and drop back. Not only does it help loosen the ligaments within the shoulder joint, but it also helps you to feel if something's going on within that whole shoulder, how it sits on your rib cage and everything else. Explaining it very complicated, but eventually, whenever you get through it, you'll just be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Shoulder pain. Shoulder pain is a thing. If at any time you feel something, be aware of it, realize that something may not be right, and try to find something that can help. Next is waist. This will be fun. X-axis for a waist, I'm just going to say, is left and right, and all you're doing is leaning to one side. Like you're, in belly button thing, if you're holding a bag of groceries, you're just going to push the door, your car door in with your waist. Apparently also good for sciatica. Depending on the person, yes. So you should even feel the attachments around. There's a ball here for the head of the femur, and there's a bunch of muscles that attach to it. So there's several different muscles from all different angles, and this is just a nice way to help stretch all of them. And not only are you pushing, but try to then relax into it. The body will catch itself, and you should feel a nice full extent if you're just relaxing into it. And then the other side, again, you're just letting it, you can let it go as long or short as you want to, but if the shorter that you do it, the more likely you are to miss something. So whenever you just give it a nice long stretch and can relax into it, you're going to be able to feel the muscles loosening a bit as the body starts to trust its own positioning, and then that will allow everything to loosen and make it more likely for the body to work with you. I don't remember what Y was. I think it was more of just a lean forward and then sitting into it to let that butt fly back. So trying not to be grotesque or anything here, but still get a good movement within the waist.
And that's really more of a boarded sit than it is just a bending over forward.
Yes, more of a boarded sit because you're really trying to feel the waist itself. The hips are their own unit moving back. And then for the Z axis, it's going to be real simple. It's just turning, trying to let your waist turn and arms turn as much as possible, like you're trying to completely reach behind you with the far arm. So then towards the camera, you're turning, and I'm trying to reach with this arm as far back, keeping your feet planted where they are, and simply turn. Try to think about relaxing your stomach. Try to think about relaxing your lower back. This is for everyone. Because one of the things that I think happens with ribs is abdominal tightness. So, yeah. So I think from just my own experience of me finally working on people and realizing that after years of what was going on, a matter of the ribs will tighten, and then it will pull on the ribs, and then that will then put them out as you're doing extreme actions. So again, left and right, forward, seated back, and then twist for the Z. The 3 is your ankles. So, it's been weeks. I'm trying to remember what exactly I have for this. So, I believe the x-axis was the rolling on your feet, where you're going up to tip points, and then rolling back to your heels, rolling to tip points, and back to your heels. And if you feel that it still needs more stretch in one way or the other, then I suggest taking a step forward and then letting the foot pull just a little bit. Don't force anything. So whenever you take that step forward, the foot that is behind you then gets a nice little extra stretch in there. Then if you're having a problem with it on the other side, that's when you want to find a tree, a wall, a step, and then all you do is just step into it, because then the muscle wraps from the bottom of the foot up into the top of the calf. So you can find anything, whether it's up against a tree, a step, a bench, whatever, and then you can just help give it a little extra push into stretching both the foot and the calf to help make sure that it's flowing through the ankle. And all of that was just X. That's the X plane. For Y, I'm actually going to go a little more full circle on this, because going from one side to the other, I think actually you can, I don't know, possibly introduce an injury. So you take one foot and just feel it push in, and then I want you to go fully around the leg to the other side, and then just give a nice little minor stretch. You can even take it farther up the leg if you want to, by moving into it for like a minor slide for the inside. And for the outside, you can even put it in a little more, as long as your stable leg can maintain your weight. That way you don't actually fall on it, otherwise you're going to injure the ankle. But you can give a little bit more of a tug to that side ankle. Finally, for the Z-axis, it's similar to the head, where you're just taking the ankle up and back on the outside, and up and back on the inside. One circle in, one circle out, one circle in, one circle out. and then other foot. Now, what this also does is then check your balance. If you're having a problem with balance, you might want to go find out what's going on before you go. If that's how you want to fight, okay. So again, it's just an X, a Y, and a Z. So it has the X, Y, the Z, the X, the Y, and the Z. And the X, side, Y. And I pretty good dancing, like the Z is always nice. Oh, but I checked the video earlier for you. My brain was like crap.
Hey guys.
And then
Hey guys.
sorry, yes.
Hey, so my Zoom account has not been upgraded to Pro yet. Long story. We just got the 10-minute warning, so when we get kicked, well, everyone's going to have to rejoin the meeting. So I apologize for the inconvenience, but I just wanted to give you a heads up since you're not right in front of the tablet.
Understood. And I've got just 3 more things to introduce, and that'll be it for me. So then ankle, again, X, easy enough, Y, and then Z. Then there's going to be 3 quick exercises. Again, I'm repeating the one for the shoulder, finding that middle fossa, that middle point within the circle. And you don't have to, you can stretch out far if you want to, that's cool. You can even try to push it back, but it also is beneficial just to let it relax backwards. Because a part of the stretching is to help loosen things, not tighten them. So with a lot of stretching, people are trying to force these muscles, but it's actually more beneficial just to simply try to reach and not activate muscles. You're simply reaching and then letting it fall back. For anything that you're doing, it can be beneficial just to reach into it and let it kind of fall into place to stretch instead of trying to force it. The second one is very important because it's a proper lunge. Since I can see myself on the camera, one of the things that people get wrong with a lunge is that they're not lining up their hips. You can feel these big pointy parts on your hips. They should be in a nice alignment, rather even, and then even whenever you're taking a step forward, they should still be pointed forward. And if you need more of a stretch, kick the leg back. And now, the most important part, don't pull yourself back. Use your hands to push yourself backwards. Because that way it will help you to relax the lower back and the abdominals and get an actual decent stretch going on. And you want that for both sides because that only stretches one muscle called the psoas, and you need both sides stretched to stay even. And push. Lastly is one that I see all the time with people trying to stretch their quads. And you'll see in gym class where they try to grab the knee and then they pull backwards. Problem with that is that whenever you're pulling backwards, you're scrunching your lumbar. So instead, I want you to grab one leg, and I apparently need to. I'm good. I have belly dancing training. I'm okay.
I'm just trying to make it so you can relax into it. Like
Here, pull back. That will help. There we go. Now, relaxing into it, I've grabbed the leg, but don't push yourself forward. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your butt. Different, isn't it? It's a lot different. So don't pull whenever you're doing this. Simply try to keep your knee pointed down, and then once your knee pointed down and you're rested, squeeze your butt, just that one half. And then you can feel how it's giving the same stretch through the quads. It's help pushing the hips forward to get the stretch, but it's not crunching on the lumbar spine, which so many people have a problem with anyway. You can do a lot of this, especially if you're about to get into a car for 4 hours. Don't let muscles get all worked out and then cramp back down as they get cold while they're shoved into a car. Finally, anytime that you feel that you're not getting a full range of motion, you can find a bed, a couch, a bench, something, and you find the corner of it. And for the shoulders, the corner will come up right up here to your neck. Hold that. You have the corner that lets your head slide back just a little bit, and then let your arms simply fall backwards. That lets gravity pull these muscles out. The other thing you do is now I'm going to slide up to the other corner, and then I can let my legs, as I brace myself with my arms, I can let it push the hips up, and then that lets the legs relax. So that way you're not activating the muscles, which lets them lengthen and properly stretch. Whenever you're activating a muscle, it's contracting, and that makes it shortened. That's the opposite of stretching. So whenever you're actually relaxing into it, that will then get your brain out of it, and will let the body open up, and you let gravity do the work. So hopefully that will be very helpful to everybody. If anybody has any questions, I'll get the information out there. Feel free to ask it. If there's anything that you want to tweak, you can do that too. Otherwise, I believe that's all that I've got for right now. So thank you very much.
I would suggest that we hold any questions until everybody rejoins after we've been kicked out. And that way we won't get kicked out in the middle of a question.
Sound good?
Yep, sounds good. We got about 3 minutes until it kicks us out, so it's probably time for one question.
3-minute water break.
Yes, please.
As I said, we'll all reshut down and then reopen.
Okay, so why don't we just take this moment to do that? So everyone, why don't we drop the meeting and then rejoin, and then we'll pick it up there and we'll have a fresh timer. Hey, thanks everyone for rejoining. Sorry about that inconvenience. Having a water break. Allison, your tablet's on mute, so if you guys are talking, we can't hear you yet.
Are we good now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Video good.
Video's not changed. Looks good.
Excellent.
Oh, now it changed. There we go.
For whatever reason, I couldn't remember what the Hawkeye said was the waist view. So it's just a nice, full, relaxing twist.
Now, are there any questions?
Okay, so sounds like everybody's good. We're all ready to go? Is this thing working?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I think you're good.
Nope, just lost the video.
We just lost the video.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Faulty internet. Are there any questions? Are there any suggestions? I know that there's a lot that I try to put in this, but I try to keep this as simple as possible. So once you run through it a few times, it should be easy.
Also, a good question for you, dude. The more you fight, the older you get. This will be a good one. Elbows and forearms. How do we stretch those properly, in your opinion?
Okay, so forearms and elbows. A lot of times for elbows, it's actually a matter of the fingers are just extending all the way up to the elbow. That's where these lovely muscles actually have an end point. Yes, please. So for the back side, you make a fist, you bring it towards you, grab it with the other hand, and then you do a gentle tug just so you feel it being hot. This is with the elbow straight. This is with the elbow mostly straight. Okay. Not locked yet, because you want it in this position before you get it into lock. And then you can straighten it to feel that extra little dip to it. Now what you have to realize is that's one finger. So depending on which finger you want, depends on exactly which direction you move the hand. So you can feel where that is. And then when you're done, you give us enough left to push right there. Exactly. So as you're feeling with each of these individual directions, just depending on where you need to, and then you can even take it into full turn. Be careful, so you're not forcing anything. You're simply feeling it and giving it a nice stretch. So I can even get my shoulder things to pop whenever I feel the shoulders do. If I kind of feel some things popping, then a lot of times I can give this resistance in different ways just to try to see if something needs to slide back in properly. For the opposite side, make sure that it is. This is something that we do, and you can either pull it like this with your hand, or I will take it to a table, a bed, a couch, the ground, or something. But this way you can relax into it. You can also give it a little bit of resistance just by turning in different directions, because you have the 5 fingers on this side as well. So whether I can also turn it completely around in 180, where you have one side, you can spin it to the other, which makes it a little easy to get into. But then you can feel for yourself, so that way you're not just going, oh, here, something that's nice and slow. You push into it, you feel it in the different directions. And it also then helps to get the full stretch, because it also will help to get the fingers pulled back as well. Just with everything, don't be stupid about it. Take it easy, take it slow, and sit with it. Don't force, oh, that's a good pain. Oh, no. That's great for muscles, but it's horrible for connective tissue. Connective tissue is sticky. It likes to hold things in place. That's why our muscles stay in place, even though we do all these wild, crazy things. So, as this is both a warm up and a cool down. And this is both, all of these is warm up and cool down. Connective tissue will like to stick wherever it wants to. So to get things moved, warmed up, moved around, and then you sit, they're not necessarily going to fall right back into the place where they should be. So a nice cool down then helps make sure that water is flowing back through all of the body and the connective tissue. And then once it's cooled down, then go ahead and sit in your car. Maybe once you're out 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours later, go ahead and go through another round just to make sure something hasn't stuck. So I think that will cover both forearms and elbows on both sides. Any other questions anybody can think of? Again, keep it slow. You don't force things, because you want to let all that connective tissue slowly pull out. Whenever you're doing, say, the gravity stretching, you're just letting gravity take a hold of something. The first 2 minutes is going to be just the muscle and all of its potential energy going, nope, I can still hold it up. And then after about 2.5 minutes, suddenly you'll have this, stop. But you're not done. And then let it for another 2 minutes, 1.5, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I'll just let it keep on getting pulled out by gravity. And then you'll feel like, as that taffy slowly pulls itself out, that's the connective tissue then actually pulling apart. So you should be able to feel it, and no matter, whenever you're doing, say, the arms, every direction that you're letting it slide, not only with where the arm is placed in the Y, but also for how it's placed in the Z, if you have it turned in any different directions. So here and here are 2 different ways of letting it stretch. Here and here are 2 different ways of letting it stretch out. So just depending on what you're feeling throughout the entirety of your arm, forearm, arm, and deltoid shoulder, you can get a nice release from different conditions before they ever turn into an injury, as long as you simply let the body unfold itself naturally, because it takes a little bit of time. The same force that keeps you stuck together is the same force that you then use for support as you're playing, fighting, working, acting, whatever. Anything else? Okay. Again, if there's any questions, I'll send links out to my email, and I'll be happy to help anybody with anything. I'm a massage therapist. I have been for 5 years. I work with myofascial techniques and with I'm working on manual integration, which is actually very soft techniques to then help the body repair, to help realign the muscle and connective tissue fiber in alignment, so that way, even after surgeries and everything else, things will then move properly like they should. So again, feel free to contact me at any time. And tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Justice League and Aquaman. And Google Fiber.
That was really awesome. You showed me a lot of stuff that I had not seen before. So really good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Exactly. Walk